Okay, y'all, we back with another Conspiracy Boy podcast show. You know what I mean? We got Dr. Anarchy, Trueborn Anunnaki. We got Professor Boulay. You hear what I'm saying? And what we gonna talk about today, fellas, is what?
Shit.
Well, seeing as we start a conspiracy of racism, before we should probably address that matter a little more thoroughly, the conspiracy of racism.
Does racism exist today?
I don't think it's a conspiracy, bro.
You don't think it's a conspiracy? It's wide open in the open.
Wide open, it's getting worse.
Okay.
Both sides.
Okay.
Both sides.
You feel racism exists today?
Yes, I do. I feel it exists. Not only do I feel it exists, I find, speaking as a white person, if I talk about it online to black people, the most common argument I get is black people can't be racist because it takes an institution, and the white people had the government, everything on their side. Even though I try to point out, look, we had a black man as the most powerful position. We got black judges, black lawyers. They still don't believe it could be racist, black racist. But I, for one, think that there is black race people, there's white racist people.
Well, to address the matter, yeah, you gotta understand what racism is. You see, when you got a person that dislike you for a particular reason, then you got an animosity there. You see, that's what racism created. That's what you know to be racism. You had one group of people that disliked the group of people to a point that they mistreated that group of people, and they made sure that the rest of the world mistreated that group of people. You understand? So when you ask yourself, are there black racists? You only find black racists because the racism was first laid upon them. They not just mad at you because you did nothing. Like had nothing happened to them, then there wouldn't be a word called racist.
Why they mad at me though? That's my grandparents' parents. Maybe they didn't even know enslavement.
They're not per se mad at you. What they're saying is that you benefit from a system as a whole that was perpetuated by people of your color. You understand?
But not all people.
You see, no, but the people that mattered. The people that mattered.
Racism would never stop if some white people didn't step up and say,
but
fuck
racism still hasn't stopped. And white people don't step up and say, fuck that shit.
Some of them do.
The only white people that step up and say, fuck that shit is white girls who got babies from black guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reality of it is that white people, even if they not racist, even if they the nicest people, they still benefit from the system that was created. So white people get all of the benefits out here.
Well, let me tell you something. Well, you know this, but I come from a colorblind family. My dad's best man back in the 70s, and they still had segregation here in the 60s, was black. So I never understood racism on either side, man. I mean, it was fucked up, and there was a lot of fucked up white people, man. So
you understand in today's time why a black man would be racist?
Right.
Can you understand that? Would you understand?
Nah, not today I can't. I can't understand today. I can understand like old people are still alive and went through that shit, why they feel that way. But people that are going to the same schools as my kids, we going to the same teachers, same schools. Wow. If there is racism, how are we ever going to fix it?
That's not, just because they go to the same schools, that's not an indication of racism. They go to the same schools because that's the schools that the poor people go to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they all bundled into that system. But again, what you have to understand is that the question being asked is, can you understand why a black person would be racist? When the whole system, the laws been made to hold them down, the system been made to hold them down. You know what I'm saying? And the only people benefit from that system that's holding the black man down is the white man. So even though you might not be doing something to me and we kicking you my homie, you know what I'm saying? You still benefit from being white more than I benefit from being black.
But this is my question. How can it still be called the white system when we just had a black man in the top for 2 consecutive years?
That was one time.
I know, but I'm just saying it wasn't a white system if the black man was in charge.
White.
No, that's a job. First of all, that's a job and it only lasts 8 years. You mean to tell me you think that one black person could come in and change a whole system of racist motherfuckers that have been running for 1,000 years? The government that been running here for hundreds of years? He's just one person. You think just because he got the job that all of those laws changed?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He don't even work there no more. It's an 8-year job. He had a job that he wasn't even privy to information to.
And look at what we had to vote for. We had the choice out of 2 races.
It was a shoe-in. It was a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Obama came for 8 years and then they gave us a choice out of 2 races. And I would put Hillary as the biggest racist out of her and Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump is more ignorant just to the fact.
Yeah, he just who he is. But this racism is systemic. You understand?
So
when 2 people go to get a job, one black, one white, the white person get the job first.
But they got the rules now. You got
the court system.
The mere fact that they got a rule
means it was racism.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was racism.
Well, this is what I mean. If these rules are in place,
still,
how many different times are we gonna have to deal with it when you already understand that racism exists and these things are racist? Then you come when someone brings it to the attention of the media and it gets a little, exposure. Then they address it when it was always there to be addressed.
All the time. It's happening all the time. It's happening at McDonald's. It's happening at Walmart. That's why it is affirmative action. That's why you have to have a certain amount of minorities. They making them do this.
Right.
You understand? They making them do this because if they don't make them do it, then they only gonna hire the white folks who want to work. And so what I'm saying is that's why you find black people that you experience racism because to them, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? Just like you could ride around with your music loud. You could do the shit that they're gonna attack me for. That show you racism on all levels.
In America, what would you present out of 100%? If you take 100% of white people, how many people do you believe is racist in America? Out of 100%.
Out of white people alone?
In America.
In America, I would say 8 to 10%.
Oh, how much would you say?
80.
Where me, I would say probably about 85%.
That's racist.
Racist.
Yeah.
85%.
I know the media wants to push that narrative,
but
I just don't.
This ain't a media narrative.
I would say 85%.
That's right.
I've been a lot of places.
What about black people then?
Hold up.
What's the percentage of black people?
The percentage of black people out of 100%, I would say would probably be like 20%.
Yeah.
Tops. And that was I would
because black people just want peace.
Yeah.
Black people
just want peace.
Black people are not looking for revenge.
That's right.
I don't think blacks look for revenge. Blacks are just looking to be left alone.
You got small groups of them that be pro black power and be all for that, but even the black people ain't with that.
Yeah, even blacks are with the black people with the black power.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People try to live, take care of their families, and be treated equally.
Equally, yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And really, and I say equally, like, yo, bam, I don't know what that means. I'm just saying, don't treat me wrong, but I
don't need no special favors.
I don't need special treatment.
Just don't
disfavor.
That's right.
So what are we doing now that we can change then?
Nothing.
So it's never gonna get better because of slavery.
I think it's just like with the AIDS. I think it changes with education. But the fact is, it won't happen because most white people, even though they're prejudiced and never dealt with a black person in their life, You hear what I'm saying? Or even spoke with one some.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? They keep themselves, in those Wisconsin and Idaho towns where there's no blacks, and the only thing they look for out of a black person is sports. Mm-hmm. You hear what I'm saying? So then they don't think they're prejudiced because they have this black guy that's the quarterback at their school that they like. They
one black from
you know what I'm saying?
They last best man.
It's
like this the story.
They don't believe that they're prejudiced due to this. Them liking one black person, them accepting one black person is the exception.
That's right. He was all right.
He was all right.
You know what I'm saying?
One black guy was an exception.
That's right.
So they don't believe they're prejudiced due to the fact that they accepted at least one black person or a Mexican person or a mixed person.
Listen, even Jesse. Jesse was a white guy, or he originally started out a white guy. You know what I'm saying? But even he was under the impression that races shouldn't mix.
You talking about Jesse Jackie?
No. My homeboy Jesse, who died in the plane for him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he was a white dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't believe that they should mix.
But he didn't believe that they should mix. And he hung out with me all the time, every day.
And this was due to the nature of him knowing that once a white person has a child with a black person, is the dominant gene.
I don't think white people gonna be alone for another 100 years.
They're gonna be around due to the fact that
they're gonna be a minority. That's what they.
Well, it could be a minority thing now, but we'll get into that. But we done came to the conclusion, I believe, that racism does exist in America. That's conspiracy, boys.
It's a full-time.
And especially if you feel like it exists to you.
Not even if you feel
I'm just
like
saying, man. I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm just saying if somebody feels it exists and shit, you ain't no choice but to
you can feel like the sky is pink, but that ain't gonna make the one looking pink.
Right.
This shit exists because it exists.
It exists.
Well, we gonna have to touch on what we can do to fix it. That shit, man.
Next episode.
Fix it.
All right, y'all. That's Conspiracy Boys, man. I'm your host. We got Professor Boulay and Dr. Anunnaki, and we out.
We out, y'all.
Yeah. Ooh.